Coming up next on Hooten's Arkansas Football, highlights from the second week of the exciting 2006 high school season, plus post-game reaction and the latest Hooten's rankings. Settle in, it's Saturday night, and it's time for Hooten's Arkansas Football.
Now, Arkansas's most watched sports show, Hooten's Arkansas Football.
Hello and welcome to Hooten's Arkansas Football. The second week of the high school season is in the books. Not as many upsets the second week as there were the first Friday night of the football season. We've only got one more week of non-conference play, and then the playoff races begin. Some great games on Friday night, though. We have highlights of the big showdown in Little Rock between Pulaski Academy and Central Arkansas Christian. There were two number one teams that played in Springdale on Friday night. We have highlights of those games and many more in the next 30 minutes. We're going to begin with highlights of Class 7A and 6A, brought to you by Big Red Fina.
In Springdale, Harbor High playing its first ever home football game against Columbia Wright Bridge, the number one team out of Missouri. Wright Bridge has a quarterback and a tight end, both headed for the University of Georgia. It was 14-0 in the second quarter. Harbor quarterback Patrick Calcagney and the Wildcats never found a rhythm. Final score, Wright Bridge 34, Harbor 8. From one Columbia, Missouri team to another, Columbia Hickman at Bentonville. And in this one, the boys from Arkansas faring a little bit better. Bentonville up 7-0. The defense creates the turnover, and that sets up Keon Rucker turning on the afterburners. 35 yards for the touchdown. Bentonville up 14-0. On their next possession, Tiger quarterback Ryan Isabel going up top to number 2, Trent Wise. And Bentonville's up big, but got a scare in the second half for the second straight week. This time the Tigers survive. Final score, Bentonville 24, Columbia Hickman 21. Marion made a 6-hour bus ride to Northwest Arkansas. The Rogers Mounties had lots of fireworks waiting for them. Cody Kirby buying some time and letting it fly 50 yards to Chad Peachy. Time to start the bus again. Final score, Rogers 42, Marion 14. Here's a quarterback you need to remember, Benton's Zach McCauley. Rolling left and throwing with the right arm against Catholic High. This guy's just a junior. He had a big night, completing 18 of 32 passes for 282 yards, and all three of Benton's touchdowns, including this toss to Greg Noble. Benton was up 7-0, but the Rockets ran right through Benton's defense all night. Lenoris Dukes, 61 yards for Catholic, and then Catholic would get a little help from this Benton special teams blunder and gave the Rockets a safety, and they roll on. Final score, Little Rock Catholic 30, Benton 19. Pine Bluff beat Lake Hamilton in the regular season finale last year to make the playoffs. Lake Hamilton looking for revenge at Jordan Stadium in Pine Bluff on Friday, but Zebra quarterback B.J. Donnelly finds a wide open Eric Wallace. Wallace is going to race 62 yards, but it was Lake Hamilton's passing attack that was too much in the second half of this one. Final score, Lake Hamilton 37, Pine Bluff 35. Sylvan Hills' cornerback Hunter Miller came up huge in last week's upset win of Little Rock Catholic. The junior back at work at Cabot on Friday. On fourth down, Miller with the 15-yard keeper that puts Sylvan Hills up 6-0, but Miller makes a mistake later. Cabot makes him pay. Ryan Galt with the interception. He's going to return it for a score to tie it up at 6. Hootens picks Cabot by 7. Final score, Cabot 20, Sylvan Hills 13. Little Rock Central shut out West Memphis in their opener and had no trouble with hapless McClellan Friday. Junior Randy Rankin lost at high to Genesis Cole. He's a transfer from Little Rock Hall, and they love him at Central now. He runs for just 6 of Central's 50 points. Final score, Tigers 50, 12-0. Now here's the ugly game of the week. North Little Rock and the Little Rock Fair combining for 26 penalties. North Little Rock's defense helped set up the Charging Wildcats for their first touchdown. Tim Dunn will blast in, and the Charging Wildcats win this ugly one. Final score, North Little Rock 28, Little Rock Fair 8. North Pulaski trying to break a 20-game losing streak against inner-city rival Jacksonville, but the Red Devils were up 31-6 in the third quarter when Daniel Hubbard finds Blake Madison, another Jacksonville score, and the Red Devils roll. Final score, Jacksonville 37, North Pulaski 18. Check this out. Looks like an old 5A West shootout down in the valley to me. Fayetteville at Russellville. Purple Dogs up by 7 at the half. Then it gets disturbing between these former 5A West foes. No, you don't get it. Really disturbing. Fayetteville explodes for 29 points in the third quarter. Renardo Mahone getting loose. He had 157 yards and 3 touchdowns on the night. That sets up this sweet catch and run by Mahone. Fayetteville 35, Cyclones 21. How about some Purple Dog D? Senior Kenny Stockoffer with the pick. And have you ever tried to stop a Bulldog from taking a toy to his house? It ain't happening. Final score, Fayetteville 57, Russellville 35.
Hey, the first half, we weren't ready to play, were we? No, sir. Don't make us go in there and have to get on to you at halftime. Don't make us have to go in there and challenge you. You've got a chance to be a very good football team.
At Hooten's Arkansas football, our top 5 stays the same in Class 7A. Northside, Fayetteville, Bentonville, Springdale, and Little Rock Catholic. Little Rock Central moves up to number 6, and Southside jumps up 6 spots to number 7. Bryan is undefeated, followed by Russellville and Rogers. North Little Rock drops a spot despite winning on Friday night. Then it's Conway down to number 12, followed by Harbor, Cabot, and Van Buren in Class 7A. In Class 6A, West Memphis stays on top after beating Osceola by 22. The Blue Devils are followed by the Razorbacks. Marion stays at number 3 after losing at Rogers. Lake Hamilton moves up 2 spots after their win at Pine Bluff, and Sylvan Hills stays at number 5. Forest City is 0-2 and drops to number 6. A heartbreaking loss for the Mustangs to West Helena on Friday night. Jacksonville stays put at number 7. Jonesboro is 8 and is off to a 2-0 start after a 14-7 victory over Wynn. El Dorado is 9 and Mountain Home stays at 10. Then it's Watson Chapel. Benton moving up a couple of spots after a strong showing against Catholic. Sheridan drops to 13 after its 1-point loss to Hot Springs. Coming up next, more of Hooten's Arkansas football. Highlights from Class 5A are straight ahead.
Whitehall cheerleaders think Hooten's football is number 1.
Now, more of Hooten's Arkansas football, brought to you by Sonic.
The top game in Class 5A was on top of Mustang Mountain. Number 7 ranked Pulaski Academy taking on rival CAC. And on Pulaski Academy's first possession of the night, Stephen Lux looking impressive. His 9th touchdown pass that put PA up 7-0. But CAC fires right back. The direct snap to Joe Adams. He's the transfer from Little Rock Parkview. 49 yards. CAC ties it up at 7, but PA would pull away. Just seconds before halftime on 4th down, Lutz finds Brian Langford. He's going to get in the end zone, and PA is up 28-7 at halftime. Now, you think that's the play of the game, but just wait. CAC rallied in the 4th quarter to tie it up at 28. And again, on 4th down, Lutz passing to the end zone, it's batted up, and Brian Langford, there he is again. Somehow he pulls it in. Final score, Pulaski Academy 36, CAC 34. Number 9 ranked Whitehall going for its 4th straight win over Jefferson County rival Watson Chapel, and the Bulldogs go up early. Quarterback Adrian Moore notches his 3rd touchdown run of the year. Watson Chapel comes back. Trey Austin pulling in the tough pass, but Whitehall would wear down Chapel and improve to 2-0. Final score, Whitehall 55, Chapel 28. It's been a long week for these guys. The Sheridan Yellow Jackets lost their head coach, Scott Nethery. He was diagnosed with leukemia last Friday. Sheridan coming out playing hard against Hot Springs. Bryce Lundy rumbling for yardage. Then Sheridan's Logan Hall with lots of daylight. 6'5" quarterback Ben Thomas with the toss to Logan Hall. But neither Sheridan nor Hot Springs got in the end zone in the first half. Final score, Hot Springs 21, Sheridan 20. And here's Hooten's Arkansas football updated Class 5A rankings. Greenwood is the new top-ranked team after 2 impressive wins. Magnolia is number 2, and the Wynn Yellow Jackets dropped to 3 after an 0-2 start, but they've been without the services of All-State running backs Terrence Garrett and Terrence Boykin. Morrilton's number 4, Alma's 5. The Airedale's 2 games have been decided by a total of 5 points. Camden Fairview is undefeated and plays winless Watson Chapel next week. Then it's PA, Hope, and Whitehall. The Bulldogs are averaging almost 50 points per game. The second 10 starts with Blytheville. The Chicks are also averaging almost 50 points per game. Batesville's 12. Bologna's offense has been unstoppable so far. Siloam Springs is 14, and Mills is 2-0 for the 2nd straight season. Then it's Robinson, BB, Monticello, Crosset, and Nettleton. Fair's number 21, followed by Arkadelphia and Malvern, which is undefeated, but they've had to rally early in the second half to beat Sheridan and Glen Rose. West Helena is undefeated but headed to West Memphis, and Greene County Tech rounds out the top 25. Coming up next, more of Hooten's Arkansas football. Class 4A highlights are straight ahead.
Now, more of Hooten's Arkansas football, brought to you by First Security Bancorp.
We begin our look at Class 4A with number 1 ranked Stuttgart at Pulaski Robinson. Stuttgart's Tim Reams dives in for his 5th touchdown this season. Riceburg's looking good early, and on the kickoff, Robinson's going to fumble again. Stuttgart's A.J. Williams will scoop and score. The Ricebirds up 13-zip. Final score, Stuttgart 34, Pulaski Robinson 14. Hey, what's the best thing about playing on the road? Well, nothing really, but scoring first helps. That's Lavaca quarterback Timmy Overby running hard at Dardanelle, and that sets up this sweetness on 4th down. Overby spots junior Cody Franklin. Lavaca's up 7-0. Dardanelle responds. Misdirection, halfback pass, and going deep. It's Dardanelle's playmaker, C.J. Chatton, deep into Lavaca territory, and that set up Lucas Loving, and he's loving it. Dardanelle 7, Lavaca 7, and the Lizards would keep it up in the second half. Final score, Dardanelle 35, Lavaca 21. In North Little Rock, Oak Grove looking for its first win of the year against Star City, and Oak Grove quarterback Josh Willis finds Darren McFadden's little brother. That's Daryl McFadden with a 10-yard touchdown. Oak Grove up 7-zip. But Star City answers 5'7" running back Zach Bennett. He is not going to go down. 25 yards for the touchdown, but Star City didn't make the conversion, and it would cost the Dogs dearly. Final score, Oak Grove 21, Star City 20. Here are Hooten's Arkansas football Class 4A rankings. Stuttgart stays on top after whipping Robinson. Warren is number 2. The Lumberjacks averaging 45 points per game. Then it's Nashville. CAC sticks at number 4 after losing the heartbreaker to PA. Osceola is 0-2 but ranks number 5. The Seminoles have shown lots of offensive spark. Dollarway starts the second 5. Then it's Dardanelle. The Sand Lizards rolled up nearly 500 yards of offense against Lavaca. Gosnell is averaging 57 points per game. The second 10 starts with Farmington, then it's Oak Grove, Highland, Hamburg, and Newport. The Greyhounds haven't won a non-conference game in 3 years. Star City's number 16, then it's Fordyce, Truman, and Mena. The Bearcats are 2-0 for the first time in a decade. Greenland is also undefeated, and the Pirates haven't allowed a point this season. Clarksville is 2-0 for the first time this decade. There's Ozark, Huntsville, Heber Springs playing with lots of confidence after beating DeWitt, and Boonville, which is winless and must travel to Class 5A Harrison next week.
Now, the ConocoPhillips Spirit Student of the Week.
Sheridan's Haley Langford boasts a 3.8 GPA. She also coaches upward cheer and teaches Awana at her church, and works part-time in the mayor's office. Pretty busy, but Haley wouldn't dare miss a football Friday night.
I love being a cheerleader. I've been a cheerleader since the 8th grade. My favorite part is being able to support the team and to wear our blue and gold when we get a chance and show our actual support for the team. It's not about being in front of everybody. It's about showing the guys on the football team that we're here for them and that we support them.
Be the winner of the Conoco and Phillips 66 Spirit Student of the Week. Coming up next, we've got highlights from Class 3A and 2A. It's Saturday night, and you're watching Hooten's Arkansas football.
Now, more of Hooten's Arkansas football, brought to you by Baptist Health Orthopedic Center.
Do you remember these guys? Class 2A runners-up in 2002? When the Danville Littlejohns put it all together, it's scary. They had it all Friday night against Paris. Junior Trent Davis getting loose from 28 yards out. Hey, AA, stop it or get used to it. Danville's up 7-zip. How about some more? The boys up front getting it done for senior L.J. Gilbert. He's gone. 35-yard Danville touchdown. Multiple weapons for the Littlejohns in 2006. Final score, Danville 47, Paris 14. Class 3A's number 1 ranked team is Shiloh Christian. Gravett tried to play the spoiler, up 6-0 early, when Ryan Simpson hooks up with Patrick Ryan for a Shiloh touchdown, and Simpson was just starting to let the air out. He's going to hit Arkansas Razorback recruit Crosby Tuck for the first of his 2 touchdown catches, and the Saints march on. Final score, Shiloh 49, Gravett 26. Now, number 1 Shiloh Christian might have to face number 2 Bauxite at some time in the playoffs. Friday night, Bauxite taking care of Lafayette County at the pit. Trey Metzger bulls in for the touchdown, and the Minor defense would throw its second straight shutout. Final score, Bauxite 40, Lafayette County 0. The Mayflower Eagles are expected to compete for the Class 3A state championship this season, and Mayflower needs some big games for running back Chris McKnight. He answered on Friday, running for a pair of touchdowns as Mayflower runs by Greenbrier. Final score, Eagles 28, Greenbrier 13. Western Yell County's Wolverines, all 16 of them, facing a stiff test at number 15 Mountain Pine. Mountain Pine mixing it up early. Backup quarterback Kyle Heller finds the big tight end Corey Hopper, and that sets up senior Cody Blees diving in for a Mountain Pine touchdown. Mountain Pine's starting quarterback Derek McDormand and all-conference fullback Randy Young didn't play, but the Red Devils roll anyway. Final score, Mountain Pine 46, Western Yell County 12. Mount Ida at Fountain Lake. Good ball game early, tied up at 7, but Fountain Lake quarterback Adam Bleffus is on the move. The Cobras trying to bounce back from an ugly loss to Hector week 1. Couple of plays later, Cody Brashears finds the end zone as Fountain Lake takes the lead for good. Final score, Cobras 42, Mount Ida 14. Arkansas Baptist looking for a homecoming win over Bigelow, and the Eagles quarterback Lance Quinn had a big night, throwing for 4 touchdown passes, including this 30-yarder to sophomore Clay Fraley, and the Eagles blast Bigelow. Final score, Arkansas Baptist 47, Bigelow 13. The defending state champion Charleston Tigers a 6-point favorite Friday night at Jessieville, and Charleston just trying to hold down the fort. But Jessieville tailback Ronell Fort is hard to handle. 3 touchdowns on the night, 195 yards, including this 80-yard jaunt. Fort and the Lions manhandle Charleston most of the game. Final score, Jessieville 29, Charleston 20.
You stepped it up too, guys, and brought that pressure when we needed it. Super job by everybody, kicking group, everybody.
Here's Hooten's Arkansas football Class 3A rankings. Shiloh Christian is set for a showdown at Class 5A, number 1 Greenwood next week. Bauxite's 2, there's Mayflower and Harding Academy. Charleston drops to number 5 after being overrun at Jessieville. Risen moves into the number 6 spot after outlasting county rival Woodlawn. Number 7 Harrisburg continues to slide after an 18-0 loss to Highland. West Fork, Camden, Harmony Grove, and Atkins complete the top 10. Glen Rose moves up a notch to number 11 after hanging with Class 5A Malvern. Hoxie settles in at 12. Hughes is 13. Paris tumbles 7 spots after a 47-14 loss to Danville. Pea Ridge stays at 15 despite losing 23-6 to Class 4A Berryville. Perryville moves up after a 20-0 shutout of Ola. Number 17 Cedarville will measure its progress next week at Charleston. There's Prescott, Lafayette County, and Lavaca. Yellville Summit stays at 21, followed by Lamar and top 25 newcomers Corning, Hector, and Marshall in Class 3A. Now here's the Class 2A rankings. Top-ranked Junction City took the night off. The Dragons travel to Camden next week, taking on Class 3A Harmony Grove. Derrick's quarterback Drew Walston passes for 271 yards as the Outlaws corral Center Point 41-0. Cross County slides up a spot, followed by Mark Tree and Jessieville. Bearden jumps to number 6. The Bears knock off Des Arc on the road 28-27. There's Des Arc, Mineral Springs, Danville, and Earl. Murfreesboro sticks at number 11. The Rattlers go to Jessieville in 2 weeks for a big ball game. Spring Hill just destroys Falk 50-12. Then it's Mount Ida, Hazen, and Mountain Pine. Undefeated Carlisle shoots up to number 16 after whipping Episcopal Collegiate 32-6. Walnut Ridge loses a close one to AAA Piggott. Northwood and Hermitage post wins Friday night. Number 20 Clarendon pulls off the mild upset at Barton 40-36. Then it's Woodlawn, Bigelow, Strong, Foreman, and Ola to round out the top 25. Now for our State Farm Play of the Week, we return to CAC and Mustang Mountain and watch Pulaski Academy's Brian Langford. He's got the hands, the moves, the determination. Pulaski Academy gets a big win, and Bruin senior Brian Langford gets our State Farm Play of the Week. Now, coming up in December, we'll be naming a State Farm Play of the Year, as well as an Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and Coach of the Year for all 6 classifications. That's at the prestigious State Farm Awards, honoring Arkansas's top coaches and players.
Hey, thanks again for watching Hooten's Arkansas football tonight. We look forward to seeing you again next Saturday and every Saturday night throughout the season at 6:30 right here on Hooten's Arkansas Football.
You've been watching Arkansas's most watched sports show, Hooten's Arkansas Football.